Well, howdy, howdy. No countdown today, just because I forgot to do it. I'll get better at this stuff as we go along. Um, Been a busy day, been a busy weekend. Didn't do it yesterday, but that's a lesson learned. I honestly tell you all that each time. They probably wouldn't even notice if I went back and watched these, but when I skip a day, I'm gonna tell you. If I skip a week or something, I'm gonna tell you because I think it's very important to understand if you're trying to do anything consistently. Consistency is key, yes, but more importantly is the fact that when you do fail, when you do fall, you do skip a day in the gym, or whatever whatever your goals are, to don't get defeated by it. Just quit. Like, oh, I can't do this. I can't stay consistent. Don't beat yourself up. Just you needed a break. And God, I mean, that's one of His principles is that um, He created the earth, created the world, and everything in existence in 6 days, and He took a day off. Think God needed a day off? No. It was for us. To show us the principle from the very beginning that we need a day off. Not you can't go every day. You can't just grind without some rest. It's good to rest. It's good to take a time to get away, step away from what you're doing, and just focus on Him. Even though this is supposed to be focusing on Him, but even with this, it's you need a break. You need a break from it. You know, so that's why I go ahead and tell you. It's like, yeah, I skipped a day. It's a daily Devo. I skipped a day. But you know what? I came back. It's the same principle you use with anything. Um, Even if you skip a day, even if you fail to do that next day or whatever, then just get back right back on course. It's the next chance, the next opportunity to move forward. And I've been real busy today. And I go to a Baptist church. And if you know anything about Baptists, they feed you a lot. I did a lot of church stuff today, so I ate a lot. I'm stuffed. Oh my goodness, I'm so stuffed. I ended up gaining 500 pounds doing all this church stuff with them. Whew, man, they feed you so good. Um, yeah, so today we're going to do another one of the My Utmost for His Highest devotionals. If you have this book, you've been following along the past few days, you've been doing this. I hope you did yours by yourself yesterday. I'm not going to go back. We're just going to move on forward. I have not pre-read this. I like the title. It's pretty cool. It's kind of questioning what he's going to bring into this because kind of antithetical to the Christian worldview. Do it yourself. Kind of more American worldview with it. It's kind of what we preach to ourselves. What America preaches: do it yourself. Go, just do it. That the Nike thing. Just do it. Um, Anyways, let's see what he says today. September 8th is what this is. Do it yourself. And he goes, it still annoys me. Whoever put this together, how they just put parts of these verses in here, but whatever. Quotation marks, dot, 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 casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. 2 Corinthians 10:5. Which in that context, I don't know why. I don't really get much of that part of that verse, but okay, let's see what they say. Determinedly demolish some things. Determinedly demolish some things. That's an interesting, bold statement right here. Deliverance from sin is not the same as deliverance from human nature. Okay? Deliverance from sin is not the same as deliverance from human nature. There are things in human nature such as prejudices. We all got those. Don't even try to pretend like you don't. You are one of the left-wing radical liberals and think you don't have any prejudices. Just the fact that you are that has prejudices in itself. So, we're all prejudiced. We all have those prejudices. I can't speak today. That the saint can only destroy through sheer neglect. Okay, let's get back. There are things in human nature, such as prejudices, that the saint can only destroy through sheer neglect. Okay, but there are other things that have been destroyed through violence. That is violence. Whoa. Okay? That is through God's divine strength imparted by his Spirit. Wow. I need some of that violence to just knock out some of my bad stuff. There are some things over which we are not to fight. I like a lot of this stuff. Okay, there are some things we are not to fight, but only to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Exodus 14:13. But every theory or thought that raises itself up as a fortified barrier against the knowledge of God is to be determinedly demolished by drawing on God's power, not through human effort or by compromise. You, that's 2 Corinthians 10:4, where he tells us to see. It is only when God has transformed our nature and we have entered into the experience of sanctification. It's a big, juicy word. There's sanctification. That the fight begins. The warfare is not against sin. This is where us Christians get caught up in. I cannot get this thing working right. Get caught up on this. Okay, this thing's driving me crazy. The warfare is not against sin. We can never fight against sin. Jesus can conquer that in his redemption of us. The conflict is waged over turning our natural life into a spiritual life. This is never done easily, nor does God intend that it be so. It is accomplished only through our series of moral choices. God does not make us holy in the sense that he makes our character holy. Okay? He makes us holy in the sense that he has made us innocent before him. Yes. And that's the grace. That's the grace that all these Christians are talking about. If you're not a Christian, you're watching this. It's the grace part. It's like that's what separates Christianity from these other religions of man that are created by man. Absolutely right. Most religions and even Christianity in certain forms in the history of the church has been bastardized by man in many senses. But this is the key right here. It's the grace. It's the realization that there's nothing we can do. We are. It's all about God. It's nothing to do with us. We cannot change ourselves in that way and make ourselves perfect or in any way. There's no. We can't go whip ourselves in the back and beat it out of us or anything like that. There's some things in the flesh that we just cannot defeat. Only God can defeat those. You have to go to Him and let Him handle a lot of those things because it's just we're not perfect, and relinquishing that to Him and sitting it down at His feet is for a lot of these things. I would say for most things, is the only thing we can do, the best plan. You know what I mean? We can try to manage. There's all kinds of principles, strategies, and things that people can sell you on the internets. Books written about self-help and all this junk. Even Dianetics, the whole thing that started in Scientology. It's a great book. It's really awesome. Principles in there. It makes you really understand which they're finding out in science now. He wasn't really that wacko. Just cellular memories and things like that inside the body. This stuff's cool. And, I can see how people get caught up in that because it works for a while. It's a principle. It's a tactic that works. It's a psychological platform that works. There's medications that work. But is it the best way? It's not the best way. The best way is to hand it over to God, give it to God, and let Him have faith in Him to do it. Relinquish and stop focusing on ourselves, focus on Him, focus on loving others, loving and doing His will. And then, even if you are in a crappy place and everything sucks, forget about all those things, all those bad things you do. Before long, you're not even doing those things. It's not the focus of your life. It's retraining the focus of our lives and the focus of our minds. Anyways, and then we have to turn that innocence into holy character. through the moral choices we make. These choices are continually opposed and hostile to the things of our natural life, which have become so deeply entrenched. The very things that raise themselves up as fortified barriers against the knowledge of God, we can either turn back, making ourselves of no value to the kingdom of God, or we can determinedly demolish these things. Determinedly demolish. I need Madge to say that 5 times for me, because this, if you don't know Madge, she's a guy in our fireside groups, but our book club groups we got. Anyways, he's a character. Anyways, go check him out sometime. But determinatively demolish. It's hard to say. And I like that. Determinatively demolish these things, allowing Jesus to bring another son to glory. So how do we determinatively demolish these things? Like he says, um, and I think the easiest way is to, like I said, is like he's talking about moral choices we make. But the motivation behind this is that's the thing. That's the thing. Okay. Yes, we can try to be moral if people, even people that have no faith at all, can be moral people and try to do the right thing in their own life, in their own perception, in their own social structure, what seems right, which may not always be a great thing, especially in snapshots of history where you have slavery, and that's what seemed right was all slaves, or in Hitler Germany, Nazi Germany, which seemed right was to kill Jews and propagate the Aryan nation. What seemed right was that. Um, so even we can't even rely on what we seem to be right and moral. We can't even start from that basis. We have to break it down and give it to God and let Him tell us what's right in situations. We can't even make those choices on our own feelings or our own social structure or our own societies of what morality is. We have to go to Him on everything, even what we think is wrong in our own lives. We don't even know if they're right or wrong ourselves. I mean, it goes down to the basis of what is right and wrong in the first place. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going kind of ranting, but um, yes, those moral choices they come from God, seeking His direction, seeking His will in our lives. I mean, not saying just staying stagnant unless you're hearing a direct command from God booming in your voice or anything, but spending that time in His Word, spending that time in prayer, spending that time focusing on God and His Word and things of you are what you eat kind of thing. You're feeding yourself a bunch of junk. What you're reading, what you're watching, what you're consuming through your mind. Then what's going to come out is a bunch of that. If you're watching porn all the time, watching horror movies or whatever else, it's nothing but going to come out but a bunch of trash, a bunch of the same kind of trash. You're focusing your stuff on good things, things of God, writings about God, music from God, about God, those kind of things. Then what's going to come out is that turn. And your moral choices will be directed around those things. The morality changes by what inputs you're putting inside yourself. I mean, think about this. We're talking about AI and robotics and all this stuff now. It's such a big thing in our minds and our culture. The fear of losing jobs and how our economy is going to go, and the synchronicity and all this stuff like this. It's like we already have an image of what happened. God did this already. We're just mimicking what He did. He created this universe. He created this matrix or whatever, which if it's down to the physics and everything else, it's like a matrix. It's all built on nothing, but just fused together with little branches of things. I don't know. It's amazing. It's amazing when you get on into it. But but we're all coded biomechanical machines with all these machines, trillions of machines running this grander machine, and it's just it's and whatever you input into that machine, just like our algorithms and our AI, whatever we put in it is what's going to come back out of it. whatever data we're putting in it, like the big Google debacle where people were trying to search for pictures of a Nazi soldier, and it was coming out with a black man in a Nazi uniform. It could not show a white guy for some reason. I think they corrected all that, but it was like that's because whoever programmed that machine programmed it that way. But the unique thing here is for us as machines have the ability to program ourselves, program our minds, program our hearts, our souls on what we desire. And we also have control on what becomes the output. The input, we control the input, we control the output. So the more wholesome, holy, divine, um, uplifting, logical, learning things that higher learning things that you put into your mind, the more of that's going to come right back out of you. The more love you put in, to pour into yourself, and into others, the more it's going to come back to you and back up and back out. So anyways, I hope that all made sense. I probably went way beyond what Oswald Chambers was trying to get into this. Of course, he did not have probably even an idea of what we were going to do in the future, but it's amazing to see how we're just everything we do is just an image. We are the image of God. We are living out that image bearer thing. So yeah, so do it yourself. Fill yourself up. Oh, did I get this right? Oh, did I read the wrong one? No, I didn't. It says do it yourself here. Do it yourself here. Oh, it's 2 days of do it yourself. Oh, we're going to talk about more do it yourself tomorrow. Oh, wait a minute. Did they mess up? That was a different one. Okay, yeah. So tomorrow we're doing a do it yourself again, based off the same half of a scripture verse. Interesting. All right, cool. Well, we got 17 minutes. Sorry, but sometimes they go off the rails. But appreciate whoever showed up. We got 9 people. Appreciate it. Share it, like it, subscribe, all that stuff. All the stuff I'm supposed to say. It really does help the algorithm. That's why, speaking of AI, it really does. You put the input in, and we're going to get the output of having more people showing up. So do all those things that you're supposed to do for the AI. And I appreciate it, guys. Love you. See you tomorrow. Oh, yeah, 7:30 a.m. tomorrow. Every day, we're trying to do a prayer, an open prayer for anybody, everybody. I don't care what your faith background, whatever it is. Hate, whatever. I don't care. Just come, join in, sit in if you want to, and be quiet. Just don't interrupt. It'll be a but um, it's really great. The core of the group right now is me and Pierre, which is Brown's Talk, and we got Shaggy comes on sometimes, and Zed starting to show up some more, and it's been really good. It's been really good. And secret is like Pierre doesn't even have a strict belief, but he does some awesome pre-written prayers that just spark the Holy Spirit going. It's pretty awesome stuff. Anyways, again, a lot of guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.